Alright guys, thank you very much for checking out this video. In this episode of the Home of Nigerian Football podcast, I'm talking to Super Eagles and Omonia FC goalkeeper Francis Uzoho. We speak about everything from his background to making his debut for the Super Eagles, playing at the World Cup against Lionel Messi in Argentina, a racial abuse incident that happened to him while he was playing football. We spoke about his mistake, yes, in the World Cup qualifier against Ghana. We spoke about his major injury that he suffered against Brazil and how it's changed the course of his career. We also spoke about what he thinks of all the criticism and the abuse that he faces from Nigerian fans and Nigerian media. This is Francis Uzoho, like you've never seen or heard him before. Check it out. Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be watching or listening to us from. My name is AyoT, and this is the Home of Nigerian Football podcast. As always, with me, I have a special guest. This time, it's a player for the Super Eagles of Nigeria and, of course, Omonia FC in Cyprus. I'm talking about the goalkeeper, Francis Uzoho. Francis, how are you doing? Welcome to the show.
I'm good. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for taking the time. I appreciate it as well. So yes, today I just want to catch up with you, talk about your story, your football, and just update the fans on everything that's happening in your life. Before we get into it, I always like to ask my guests, family, health, those are the most important things, so how is everything on that side?
Our family, it's good. It's good. We're here in Cyprus, and it's good to have family around, like you said. But in general, family is fine.
Oh, amazing. I'm good to hear that. You're currently in preseason, I believe, or your season has actually started, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, we've started not the championship, but the UEFA
Qualifying.
qualifications, the Conference League qualifiers. So we've started.
Mm.
We are 3 games down now. So if we win the next one, we'll be in the final round. So we've started our season.
Amazing. How is that going so far?
Going well, going well. We've played 3 games and we've had 3 wins. So the next game is next week in Hungary. So hopefully we get the win and we are through to the last round.
Hopefully. Well, I mean, we're rooting for you. I always like to see as many Nigerian players as possible playing in all the European competitions. So we'll hope that you get to make it there. Okay. Let me ask you a few questions just about background, childhood. I've spoken to many different Nigerian players, and a lot of players have similar stories, but there are some that have a unique story. But how was it for you growing up in Nigeria? What was family life like? How easy was it for you growing up in Nigeria?
Eh, like we all know, it was difficult. Like there's no, okay, there might be maybe 1%, but out of 10 players that made it out of Nigeria, I can tell you that 9% had it tough. So mine wasn't an exception. I'm not among the 1% that had it easy. So, so it was tough. It was difficult. But I pushed and I went through all difficulties, and thank God I made it out.
And did you always want to play football, or were there other things that you're like, I want to do this, and football just happened to be the one that worked out? What was it for you?
Okay, I tried. It's always been in me, football. I've always loved football, but more or less like an outfield player. I started like a striker. I was playing, and I actually converted into a goalkeeper along the line. But football has always been the number one priority in my mind. And but I tried being a goalkeeper for the handball team in my school,
Oh, okay.
my primary school then. So yeah, and also I played volleyball. I did track. What do they call them
You
again?
were a sprinter?
Yeah, I tried I tried running. Then in primary school, oh, but
Okay.
it did not work out. It did not work out. No, worry yourself. That one no go. So, but football has always been the priority because where I grew up from, there's always football players close to me
Mm,
because I lived close to the stadium in Owerri.
mm,
So, and also in my street, we were always playing football on the street, rondo and something like that.
mm,
So football has always been number one priority.
mm. And your parents, were they supportive? Okay, he wants to play football, or was it go to school, go to class, go and be a doctor,
Ah,
accountant? How was that?
Baba, there's no support initially. Oh, I know why you. They didn't support at all. It was like I said, I struggled, I persisted. I
Mm,
I actually showed that okay, I really wanted this football more than anything else because I went through a lot from my parents, from my dad's
mm,
hands especially because then when I come back from school, I'll go and play football. So my dad always wanted me to be, into education and stuff like that. He wanted me to get a degree and stuff like that. But I actually did not see myself.
mm,
It wasn't that I wasn't intelligent then, but it's just that there was something else inside that I'm trying to overshadow with something else.
mm.
Do you get?
Yeah.
So, but I actually push for football. But whenever I come back, I dey collect well. So
Mm. Okay, that's interesting. And you said you started as a striker, and then you got converted to a goalkeeper. At what age or at
hmm
what point was this that you got converted? Was it like very, very young, or was it later, in like secondary school that you converted?
no, it was, growing up with my friends then we do play football on the streets, and in school, in primary school then I was playing football. So everybody knew me as a very good outfield player. So but along the line, I started becoming too
Mm,
tall for my for being in that position, and I was slow. So my
mm,
coach then just decided, okay, look, I think your height is okay to be a goalkeeper, so you should step in, and I'll teach you. And my coach then he he was a goalkeeper then, campus. I played in campus FC Owerri, so he
mm,
was a goalkeeper. So I started training with him, and that was how everything changed.
mm.
I was around 11 years old then. Yeah. So actually, I played as a goalkeeper just for 2 years, and I left Nigeria. I went to the academy, Aspire Academy.
Mm. Amazing. And I mean, so who were the players that you looked up to when you were young? Were you looking up to strikers? Were those your heroes, or did you have goalkeepers that you were like, okay, I want to be like this guy?
No, not until I switched into that position that I started paying attention to players on that position. You understand? I've always looked up to because then it wasn't easy to watch football on television then. Now we don't get cable, we don't
Mm,
get all those things. You understand? So I can't really say I knew the Droba or this one or that one. I was looking up to them. No, it was also the players in my team because then I was in the junior team. So we had senior team players.
mm,
So there was a striker there I used to like, Emeko Bu. So, so I used to like his movements and something like that. So I was trying to replicate that, but he was way fast. Like he was way faster than me.
mm,
So, but when I switched into the goalkeeping position, then I started paying attention because national team games, Vicente Nyama,
of
so I
course.
started watching Vicente Nyama. Then I'm a Manchester United fan. David De Gea, he signed for Manchester United. So that was how it started. I started watching goalkeepers, then took YouTube, started paying attention to players in that position.
Mm. Okay, and you had mentioned, going to Aspire Academy. So can you just tell us a little bit, how did that happen for you? Because most Nigerian players, they play their youth career within Nigeria, and that's how. So how did that happen for you that you moved?
Yeah, it's a talent hunt.
Mm,
It's no, it's a talent hunt. You understand? They do come to Nigeria, so it's I think it's practically all states, all 36 states. Like they do go through the whole states, you know. So the first of all, you have to make it through your own state. If you get selected in your own state, then you will have to go to Lagos, where the final screening will be done. You know, so all the whole players selected in the whole Nigeria will have to come to Lagos State. Then the final screening will happen in Lagos. Then if you are fortunate enough to be selected, then you go to Qatar. And in Qatar also now, Qatar is like the final screening for the whole African edition.
Wow.
You understand? So when you get to Qatar, it's not like you've made it to that. Qatar is like you're going there for another screening. Now you're competing among the whole best players selected in Africa. So then if you make it from there, then you'll get a contract for the academy.
Wow, wow. A lot of hurdles that you had to go over, but you made
Yeah,
it there. And within
yeah,
2 years of playing the position for you to make it there, I mean
exactly.
that's quite impressive. Okay, and I mean, I believe in 2017 was when you made your first move to join Deportivo La Coruna. So how did
Yes.
how did that opportunity come about for you?
Yeah, like I said, Aspire Academy. Normally, when you sign for the academy, you stay in Senegal. We stay in Senegal, so we stay in Senegal in about 4 years. So in every year, you go to Qatar. You go for a tournament in Qatar, where is the headquarters of Aspire Academy. You understand? So we do go to Qatar in January. Then we play some tournaments within among some clubs from Spain, from all over the world. You understand? Within our age category. So after that, during December also, we do go to Spain for tournaments. No, December we do go to Spain for camping, but around April or May, I can't really tell exactly. We do go to Spain for tournaments. It's called MIC tournament, MIC uh, tournament. So I think that was the place I got scouted by Deportivo La Corona
Mm.
in that tournament. Then after spending my 4 years in Aspire, Senegal, then I went to Spain.
And I mean, getting signed is the dream of every footballer. You want to make it to
Yes, so
a professional club. So when they you know gave you the contract, you put your pen on the dotted lines. Who was the first person that you called that I'm signed now, I'm a football player officially? Who was that person?
my parents now, who else I will call? Then then I didn't really have friends.
Mm,
I didn't really have friends then, but it was my parents and my siblings, you know.
mm,
So they were the ones that I shared the good news with.
mm,
So I can't really remember. I can't really remember. When I signed while I was still in Senegal. So that day it all happened like this. So it was our final week in the academy. So then everybody gets to know who is going home and who got something. You understand?
mm.
So then I was optimistic because I felt it like, okay, guy, I know they go house. No matter what team, I know they go back Niger. They didn't tell me that you have something like this. They won't tell you. Now that day the director will call you individually, go tell you, say, see as they go. You know, make them these 4 years now, no team
Mm.
wants you. And also, Aspire had a team in Belgium, Cassiopen. That's the name of the
Yeah.
team. So normally what they do is they take best players from there to Cassiopen. Then if other teams signs you, then you go to that team. So they called players, they called all of us, my age group, then they said, okay, look, these three, I think it was three players that made it to UPenn. Then they've called them people going to UPenn. So we don't know people where they go UPenn now.
Mm.
Ah, as your name no dey there, you go don dey panic. I panicked though, I no go lie give you, because once they don't call UPenn, the chances of you getting something else is quite slim. Are you getting me? So so the director now called me into his office. He called me and my other guy that's the Deportivo La Coruña signed. So the two of us, we went into his office. He now gave us the good news. Baba, I just went straight to my room. The first song I played was Fino, Father, Father. I don't know if you still
I know
remember
this song. Yeah, I know
remember
this
that
song.
song. The first song what I put was Father, Father. I just played it throughout, you understand? So after then, I now called my dad and I told him the good news. So that was it. But then after that, I had to come back to Nigeria because I wasn't 18 years old then.
Mm,
Because you know the rules now, you can't go to Europe unless you're 18.
yeah.
So I went back to Nigeria to process my documents and also wait for when I'm 18 to move.
Mm.
So I went to Spain 2017 January. So that
No,
was it.
amazing, amazing. And moving to Spain as a young player, you have to adapt to the culture, you have to adapt to the language, the food, everything. How easy or how difficult was it for you initially?
It was difficult. It was difficult in the sense that Spanish people they no care about you if you don't speak English, if you don't speak Spanish, if they
Mm,
speak French. If you don't speak their language, they don't take that extra effort to make you understand what they are saying.
mm,
So it was difficult. The first days there, it was difficult, but I realized that okay, look, if you have to survive here, you have to speak this language. That's the only way you have to survive in this country because these people they don't really care. And your teammates in the locker room, they are not speaking English to you. They are talking to you, but to them, if you understand, if you don't understand, that's your problem. The coach also doing training sections, the same thing. So I realized that I was like, okay, look, if you don't wise up and speak this language in less than 2 months, Baba, you struggle.
mm,
So lucky for us, me and my teammate also, they registered us in a school, a language school to understand to be able to speak. But I'm not going to say that I actually learned the language there in the school because for me it was difficult, the verbs and all those things. But I learned how to speak in the locker room and in the training sections.
mm,
So because I was always paying attention, body language and all those things. So it took me like 4, 5 months. I started figuring out one or two things, you understand? But so how I survived, it was difficult. The weather also, because we went in January, so it was summertime. It was winter time, more or
mm,
less like winter. So we went in January, so it was cold. And normally me, I don't like cold.
mm.
Even till now, I not too like cold. So, but I was like, okay, look, that there's no excuse here. You have to speak. You have to endure the weather. So it was difficult in general, but I thank God I survived.
And I mean, you eventually went on to make your La Liga debut in October. You kept a clean
Mm-hmm.
sheet in that game against Iba, and it also made you to be the youngest foreign goalkeeper to debut in La Liga. So what's happening for you in a relatively short period of time? Did you feel like I'm on top of the world or everything just they go for me? How-
But I'm not gonna lie, give you it was overwhelming. Like I was overwhelmed by the whole scenario. You understand? Because initially I signed for the under 18.
Mm,
Do you understand? I signed for the under 18. I signed for the under 18. Then but when I was with the under 18, I was training with the second team immediately. I trained just once with the under 18. Then I got promoted to the second team. I was training with the second team then, but was playing games with the under 18. So everything was just happening. Everything happened within, I think, 6 months to 8 months. Everything was just going the way I wanted it, you understand? So I was really, really overwhelmed by the whole this thing, but I wasn't carried away because I knew, okay, look, that's not just what I wanted. I wanted more, you know? So I was still focused. I kept my head down and kept pushing and kept working and kept praying.
mm. And I mean, after that happening for you, eventually you were sent out on loan. Was this something that you and the club agreed that okay, it's best for your development for you to go somewhere else, or why did they send you out on loan at that point? Because it seemed like you were staking a claim at the club.
Mhm. Yeah, you're right. Because I think After that whole scenario, all those positive scenario, I went to the World Cup. So I came back. So I was really expecting to be in the club, to be given more chance,
Mm,
in the first team, because I think we relegated that same after that I think we relegated. We went down to second division. So
mm,
I was coming back. I was like, okay, look, you're gonna get your chance. At least now you guys are in second division. They should trust you more. But when I came back, it didn't go the way I expected it. I
mm,
was I was surprised, but that's a story for another day.
mm,
Then we agreed on going on a loan because they actually wanted me to still be with the second team, playing with the second team, and training with the first team.
mm.
So obviously, still the top choice for the first team, but first choice for second team. So I didn't really think it was the best decision to take then. Then I agreed on going out on loan.
Mm. Okay. And I mean, you mentioned it already that you went to the World Cup. So let's talk about Super Eagles a little bit. You got your first call up in when was this? Since 2017, I believe. You know, in October
October.
2017. Yes. And then you eventually made your debut in November, playing against Argentina. So first of all, I mean,
Yeah.
to make your debut in a game against Argentina is already a big deal. Then it was a friendly, but that happened to be one of the games that we've actually been able to beat Argentina. So to be
Mm.
able to make your debut and then win against Argentina for the national team, the Super Eagles, I mean, that you must have grown up watching on TV. How was that feeling for you?
It was like I can't describe that feeling. My debut. I can still see the whole picture in my eyes. Like as I dey talk to you like this now, it's like I'm seeing the
Mm,
whole scenario playing over again. But don't forget, oh, I came in second half for 5
yes.
minutes, so we were already losing 2-1. So I had my debut that day, and I had with an extra pressure because Argentina, that one I one pressure. The
Mm.
second pressure, we were losing 2-1. So when the coach was like, "Look, get ready, you're coming in," I was like, I had this chill all over my body.
Mm.
I was like, "Wow, am I really coming in?" But finally, I dressed up. I was happy, coming in to play. To me, I felt like okay, there's a pressure there, but after that feeling, after that seconds of having that feeling, it switched. It switched into happiness, and I was.
He was.
Give me a second. Yeah, where I go to mom, I'm coming. It's okay, I'm coming. So after that whole pressure feeling, that second, excuse me, sorry.
No, no problem.
So I now give me a second. So after that whole pressure I had to switch on immediately because I wanted to enjoy myself. And luckily
Mm.
for me, we turned the score around and we won. I think it was 3-2, yeah?
I think it was
We
4-2.
scored the three
Was it
goals in
was it three
second half.
was it 3-2 or 4-2? I think it was 4-2. So we won that game 4-2.
Yeah, 14.
I believe, yeah, 4-2. So a fantastic way to make your debut, fantastic win for us. And then all of a sudden, or let me not say all of a sudden, 'cause for us that are watching, it seems like all of a sudden. But for you, we know how long you've been grinding, trying to make it to this stage. And then you get to be part of the team going to the World Cup in 2018. You get there, you are the first choice goalkeeper at the World Cup. You play all three games. For many Nigerians, this was their first time of really, really seeing you, at the World Cup. Like everything, like we said, all of a sudden you're signing for Deportivo, you are playing in La Liga. Next thing you are going to the World Cup. I mean, you already said you were overwhelmed with the one that happened at club level. So I can now imagine how overwhelming was it that all of a sudden you're in the World Cup, you're playing against Argentina, you're playing against Messi, all these guys. How was that?
Nah, Baba, I no feel like I sat down in my room. I think when I actually got to World Cup, because everything was happening like a dream. So when we were still in the preparation stage in Austria, I still couldn't believe that I was going to the World Cup. You understand? Everything was just happening way too fast. But when we got to Argentina, when we got to Russia, then it all came down to me. Like I started realizing that, okay, look, I'm actually in the World Cup list. So everything, I don't know, I don't have a word to describe, to tell you exactly how I felt, but just know, say that period, I was just all over the world. Like I felt like I'm the top guy in the whole world.
I can imagine. I mean, it must be exciting and empowering.
Achieving
Okay,
such
but you already no, finish your thoughts.
achieving such this thing at that age, man, I know feel describe. No words can describe that feeling.
Amazing, amazing. You already spoke about, you went back to your club and unfortunately things did not go as you expected them to. So you went out on loan a little bit, and then eventually in 2020 you made your permanent move to Upwell, in Cyprus, which is still your current home. Or
Yeah.
wait, you're shaking your head. Was that not what happened?
No, my first team in Cyprus was Anorthosis. What actually brought me to Anorthosis was like, what actually brought me to Cyprus was like I was looking for game time. You understand? Because then I was in the national team. Okay, I went on loan to Elche. So all of a sudden it didn't go as planned. I was playing, and after the winter break, the coach was like, okay, force me out of the team. And I was surprised. Everybody in the team was surprised. So I was frozen out from the team. I didn't know what else to do. Young, hungry to play. I wasn't comfortable sitting on the bench. Then comes another responsibility of being the first choice of the Super Eagles. Then I couldn't be on the bench and still be the first choice. So I was looking for a way out. I was looking to play, get game time. So then I decided, okay, look, maybe this is actually a good opportunity to go to an orthosis and get the playing time for 6 months, because African Cup was coming also, Egypt, if you can remember. Are you
Yeah.
there? So there's no way I'm going to sit on the bench for the next 6 months and still be the first choice, because Akpeyi was there, Mezenwa was there. They were both playing in their clubs, and they were serious competition to me then. So I decided to go to Anatosis and get playing time. Then I went to Anatosis. You see, the same way everything was just happening positively before the World Cup and everything. The same. It now started going the other way around. I went to Anatosis to play games. I got there. I got problem of I don't know what happened. Legal problem with the club, that I wasn't registered before I could play that game I played. Then I stayed out 2 good months without playing football. You understand? So then I lost my position in the national team then also. So I spent 6 months. My first 6 months in Cyprus was in Anatosis.
I mean, I can imagine. So again, like you said, everything is going well, and then all of a sudden, things start to not go in the direction you want. Were you thinking, now my village will be this? So, well, is that what you were thinking?
No, be only village people. No, be only village people. My village people, they don't get, they don't fit. You understand? I don't conquer them with the spirit, by God. So no, I wasn't thinking towards that direction. I was just okay. The same way I absorbed the whole positive side. That was also the same way I also took them in, because I realized, okay, look, this is life. Everything will not go the way you want it. You understand? So, but I actually said, okay, let me just calm down and let this play out. There's nothing I can do. So I stayed cool. Then after 2 months, when my ban was over, I came back. I played one game. I had a racist situation in the pitch, which I reacted. I was given a four games ban also. after coming back home, my first game after 2 months, I got a ban. Four games I was out, so that was 1 month again. So I came back. When I came back, it was already 1 month to finish the tournament. So and we were not doing really well then. So I decided to just stay out for the remaining 3 games. You understand? Then finish my loan. I went to the AFCON.
And you mentioned that you had a racist incident. So let me just ask you about that. Sometimes I talk to some Nigerian fans, some Nigerians in general, and they always say, it's just words. Why does it bother you? Somebody just insulted you, with words. Why does it bother you? So can you just very quickly just tell us, how did that make you feel, and why was it that you had a reaction?
Look, we're all human beings. You understand? Those people saying that, when they get to that situation, then they can actually judge. Because then you're doing what you love doing best, and all of a sudden you see someone yelling at you, spitting at you. Because mine, I don't really care what you're saying about me. If you like, talk from today to tomorrow, call me a monkey. I don't give a shit. But the issue was that I turned, we scored the goal. So I turned, I was going to my goalpost because I have a ritual. Then when we score the goal, I'll go to the goalpost, I'll touch the bar. I'm just going to touch it and do the sign of the cross. So as I was going to touch the goalpost, all of a sudden there was this guy, boom, spat at me like, bah, of my body. Okay, that's another level. You understand? To me, that was another level. You can insult me. So I was trying to call the linesman to draw his attention to the situation and look what is going on. He saw me, but he did like he didn't see me. So I was like, okay, if you as a linesman is seeing this situation happening and you don't give a shit, then I think I should take the matter into my hands, which was wrong. I think it was wrong. I should have calmed down and just focus on the game. But I now turned back and I gave him a middle finger. You understand? So they now started shouting, hey, fans. Now they now started shouting. Then the referee now came. That same linesman, that Mugu linesman, that that same linesman, he came. He spoke with the referee, and the referee gave me a red card. I was mad. If they give me chance that day, I don't even care about the fact. I wanted to just deal with that linesman because that same linesman saw the whole situation, and I was calling this guy. I was calling him. He saw me and he removed his eye, did as if he didn't see me. But like I said, I should have just controlled myself. But those people saying all those things, it's not easy. When you are in that situation, it's not easy because we are human beings. Just like somebody throwing a banana at you or someone, that's madness. I don't think that person, anybody saying that, okay, you should just mind your game. I don't think they can mind their game when something like that happens to them. It's not easy.
No, yeah. Thank you for saying that, because sometimes I always laugh. I'm saying some people that if you just call them stupid now, then they fight
They
you.
don't react.
Then all of a sudden, if it's now something that is that serious, they are claiming that it won't affect them. But yeah, thank you for. Okay, let's just move forward very quickly. So you mentioned the 2019 AFCON. Going there. And then, I don't want to talk about the whole tournament because of time. But then we finished with a bronze medal. Obviously, how Nigerians they be now. Now gold we want, but we got bronze. But as a player, for you to be there, represent your country, get a bronze medal at a major tournament, how did that make you feel?
No, it was fulfilling because after the whole scenario in the tournament, because we spent 1 month there, it's not easy. Playing a tournament like AFCON is not easy. So if you get the medal, trust me, it's fulfilling. Like you have this feeling of, okay, at least I achieved something for myself and for my nation. Yes, it's not what you wanted. We all wanted gold medal, but you've gotten something. You've gotten a bronze medal. So I think it was really, really fulfilling to not just me, to the whole players and the staffs also, because Egypt was really, really difficult mentally and emotionally.
And I mean, you got to play in that third place match, so at least you made your contribution towards the success of the team. And then in that same year, 2019, in October, I remember this game so well against Brazil, where you suffered your knee injury. I've spoken to enough players. I know that injury is the worst thing that can happen. So how difficult was it to go through that?
Bro, it was very, very difficult. I think after that injury, after the whole scenario, and when I came out on top, I was like, okay, bro, you've gone up, because it was difficult for me. Because if you can remember, everything started coming back to place before that injury. After the AFCON, I did not play any game. I just played the Tunisia game in the third place. So after that game, I started playing again in the national team. And all of a sudden, the injury, boom, comes from nowhere. That one is one. Then the second one is the injury after the surgery. It wasn't easy. It wasn't easy because seeing your teammates playing, like you go to training, you go for training, but what you've gone for is just to do therapy. And you see your teammates wearing their football shoes, stepping out on the field, training, shooting the ball, and goalkeepers catching the ball. This is exactly what you want for yourself, you understand? But you have to be mentally strong. So the whole scenario was difficult for me, and COVID also came. I think one way or the other, the COVID helped me, because football shut down for like 3 months. So it wasn't really affecting me directly, do you get? Because I wasn't seeing people playing football. So it wasn't paining me that much. But it was a very tough period for me. I think that's the toughest I've had it in my life. That period, that 1 year and a half. It was difficult. But thank God I had my wife with me. And during that period also, I gave my first son came. So then I had something else to smile about, you get?
To make you happy.
Yeah, so but in general it was difficult. It was a difficult moment because injuries are not a good thing for footballers, you understand?
And unfortunately, you had that. I believe it was an ACL injury.
Bro, everything.
The whole knee just scattered.
The whole knee, like, everything. I even had a crack on my bone, on that bone there, But it was serious. It was huge. It was huge. I believe if it was 6 to 7 years back, like from that 2019, I had that injury, or like if we took it back to 6 years from then, I think it would be difficult for me to come back into playing football. But thank God to the medical section that has improved a lot. So I think that was my saving grace, because if it was a little bit like, let's say 2014, 2013, that thing happened. But I'm not sure I will still they play football now.
Because it's different when you're in a professional club. They're able to get you everything that you need to recover properly. Like, if you're not yet professional, things like that might not be easy to come back from. But I mean, well, thank God that you were able to come back and playing again. But in the midst of you being out with injury, there's the emergence of another goalkeeper. Comes into the picture, becomes the first choice of the Super Eagles. Again, another, from you being first choice, going back, then coming first choice again, somebody else now has come to come.
It was just like this, It has always been like this for me.
But I mean, 2021 AFCON, you're now, the substitute goalkeeper. So Maduka Okoye is in goal. Unfortunately, that one, we know how it went. People were not pleased. We finished in that round of 16 against Tunisia. So let's not talk too much about it. Let's now move forward very quickly. 2022. So this one was a huge year for us. As life has it, we are back in goal again. We're trying to qualify for the World Cup. And I mean, I'm sure you know the game that I'm going to specifically talk about.
Of course.
We spoke about it offline, rather before, a little bit. That game against Ghana. I want to ask you from your perspective, because the first leg we go to Ghana. In my mind, as a fan, I'm thinking the worst results that we can get in Ghana is to go there and play a goalless draw. That was what I was thinking in my mind, because I'm like, if these guys come back, they know away goals, they can always beat us. So we go there, we play 0-0 in Ghana, then we come back to Abuja, and then game is going. Then they take that shot from distance, and it beats you. Ghana qualify for the World Cup. Nigeria is staying home. Now, every every Nigerian, let me say every Nigerian fan, but a lot of Nigerian fans have now concluded that Francis Uzoho is the reason why we're not going to the World Cup. From your own perspective, did you feel like it was your fault? Did you feel like
Look, I can't really take that responsibility alone. Do you understand? Because I had a good game in Ghana, like you said. We had a 0-0 result, so I had a good game in Ghana. But then we came to Abuja. It didn't go the way we wanted it. Trust me, because I'm not going to say to you that I wanted to let that ball pass me. Do you get? And I'm not going to say to you now it's all of it was because I was afraid. No. But in football and in life, you don't know when something will happen. The mistake happened and it happened. But if I'm going to say to you now that, okay, look, I'm going to take the responsibility all by myself, that's a lie, because football is a teamwork. Do you understand? Because also, let's give an example. There was a situation in Ghana that everybody failed. I was the one that bailed the team out. Do you understand? It's a teamwork. My outfield players failed. I bailed them out. We kept the score 0-0. Then came to Abuja. I failed them. Now is the turn for my team to bail me out, which they did. They scored one goal at least. So it's a teamwork. It's not. I'm not going to say that I'm the only reason that we lost the game. If we had scored 2 goals, it would have been something else. If we had scored 3 goals, it would have been something else. You understand? So yes, I have a share. I've always accepted that responsibility, that fact that I had a hand in us not qualifying, but I'm not going to say it's my fault alone.
No, I like how you explain that. And in that moment, getting under fire from the media, from fans, how did your teammates, or let me ask, did your teammates support you? Like, did they tell you, "Oh, don't worry, we understand, it wasn't you," did they support you in that moment?
Yeah, there were a few that called me. There were a few called me and they were like, okay, yeah, don't worry. Musa called me. Musa reached out to me, yeah. So yeah, it was a tough period for me because the negativity was coming left, right, center, everywhere. Like there was no safe place for me. The whole media, both international and Nigeria and locally. So, but like I said, football it's a difficult game. It's a difficult sport, especially the goalkeeping position. If you are not mentally strong, you can't. You can't. You can't be in that position. Today you are on the high. Tomorrow you're on the low. So it all depends on your mentality, how you think, how you receive information. So thank God I had good people around me, to me, and also me myself. I helped myself, but it was crazy. I had 400 comments on my social media on my picture, like 400. Inside that 400,000, guy, none of them was something good. Do you get? Like, it was crazy. Like, my Twitter was exploding. I was like, what is going on? Now, okay, I made a mistake, a huge mistake. Yes, but this whole negativity, it's crazy. Like, my head won't blow. If I say I no strong, I for just call una for media say I no do again. Because it was really, really tough. I for just organize one media this and say, Baba, no play. Thank you. Before I go kill me. But I understand them though. I understand them. Football, we all know what football means to Nigerians. We all know. But you also need to understand something that yes, you can pour out your emotions in a better way, in a lot better way. You can say how you feel in a better way. You can criticize someone in a better way. But then they were all coming out like, die, your children. You know, those ones are the ones that are unacceptable. Because one, me, myself, coming to play that game was a pressure on its own. You understand? That's what people don't know. They will sit down on their desktop and be chatting bullshit. But when you stand in front of 60,000 fans, you look left, you look right, people yelling at you. If you can hold yourself, then I can really take your negative criticism to heart. But it was crazy. They really insulted my life that day, shall not go lie. Not only that day, till now, they still insult me.
No, till now. And that's one of the things that I have to say. You are really a strong man because maybe, other than maybe the president, you might be the second most criticized person in Nigeria after the president.
Yeah.
Because the way people come for you sometimes, is not. I mean, you're a strong man. The fact that you're always there, every time I see you somewhere, you're just smiling. I'm like, you have a good mentality, and thank God you have family as well. So I'm sure they keep you, happy and grounded.
Yeah.
But it cannot be easy.
It's not easy, but in this situation, you have to realize that okay, one or two errors in your game doesn't wipe out the whole good thing you've had, like in the past. Like example, I'm gonna give you an example again. In that Ghana game, the first leg, I had 2-3 good saves that kept us in the game. Then I came to Nigeria. I had a huge mistake. I made a huge mistake. It's a huge mistake. I'm not gonna lie. It's a huge mistake. A mistake that okay, you look at yourself. I go back to that. Trust me, I they play that game. I still go to the YouTube. I go to check. I check that same situation. I'm like, if you play this ball 20 times again, I'm going to save that ball. Do you understand? If Pate repeats that same shoot 20 times again, I will save it. But there's that one moment that something happens that you can't control it. Trust me, you can't. But I won't let that incident change the whole fight I've had all my life. You understand? The whole struggle I've had all my life to get to where I was then, to just overshadow everything. So that was what kept me going, and up till now. Because like I said, I also posted on my Snapchat that time. Say, I know if you promise persons are not going to make mistake. Manuel Neuer makes mistake. The people that I look up to, they make mistake at the biggest stage.
I mean, Manuel Neuer just made a mistake in the last Champions League that Real Madrid used to come back.
Yeah, exactly, at the biggest stage. And then I say, okay, David De Gea, Manuel Neuer, if they have this weak mentality, then that means they wouldn't be the best. They wouldn't be the best in the game in that position, you understand? So that was also the things that kept me going. So, but what I'm going to say to Nigerians is whoever is the first choice in that position, make their support. Because there are some people that they are not mentally strong like me. I'm not going to mention names, you understand? There are people that they are not mentally strong like me, but tough love doesn't work on everybody. Yeah. There are some people that you need to bring them closer. You need to give them confidence. You need to support them because don't cloud your judgment with one mistake. Go and check the basics of these people, of this guy or whoever is in that position. You'll see that for him to get there is something he's doing right. There is no luck in football. There is no luck in someone becoming a professional, especially goalkeeper. You can't get there by being lucky. So if anybody is there, he go make mistake. When he saw, make them calm down. you don't need to be too negative. Criticize the mistake, criticize the person, you understand, in a way that the person will learn from your comment. But don't try to bring the person's spirits down, because it's not everybody that is mentally strong, you understand. Some people, you curse them now, they no go one play again, they go run, you understand. So that's just my advice to Nigerians.
Well said, well said. Very quickly, we have to wrap up. But I think it will be wrong for me not to ask you about this game. 2022 in the Europa League, you go up against the club that everybody knows that you supported. Even you still support. I still see your tweets when they are playing. You are supporting them, Manchester United, and game of your life, 11 saves. Everybody for Man U tried that day or more. Now just one somehow they just score one goal for that match. Even though you lost the game, you were the man of the match. This having the game of your life against United in the Europa League, everybody in the world is watching. How was that?
Oof. Let's get the facts right. I wasn't the one meant to play that game. Fabiano got injured. So when I realized that I was going to be playing against Manchester United, I smiled. To be honest, I just laughed. So when that day came, during warm-up, I was just happy, to be honest, because being at Old Trafford, this is a team. I rarely miss a Manchester United game. You understand? So I watch them. I watch them regularly because of so many factors. David De Gea, and I love the team. You understand? So I was like, so I'm going to play, because we trained a day at the stadium before the game day. When I got into the stadium, I was like, wow, everything was just there. The stage was set for that day to happen. You understand? Because you get into Old Trafford,
you could feel it.
I could feel it. You understand? But I could feel them. Like I talk like Nigerian. I looked around. Everywhere was nice. Pitch was top notch. There was no reason for me not to enjoy myself. Do you understand? That day was just like I was just enjoying the whole day. So when the game started, when the whistle blew, like when the referee blew the whistle, I was like, first of all, chill. Normally, chill will first catch me. The thing catch me, like I had goose pimples all over me. Then I took a breath in, breathe out, and I calmed down. Then I started enjoying the whole game. If you see, I do laugh a lot, like you said. It's not about that game that made me laugh. Normally, you go ask me small question, I go dey laugh. You understand? I dey laugh. So, but that day was a good day. Like that day, na day when no fit comot. Like that day and the World Cup debut, no fit comot for my memory. Like even if I get amnesia, wetin dey call am, we go find somewhere linger for there where we say I go still dey remember those two games. But to be honest with you, I think I've had better games that I played well. To be honest, you understand? To be honest, but it's just that that's a big stage, Europa League, Manchester United against a Cyprus team. Everybody, the expectation that day was 5-0. You understand?
Yeah.
So that's just the whole this thing. But I've had good games with Nigerian national team, like games that I pulled top saves more than that Manchester United game. You understand? But that day was special because of the whole setup and everything.
Okay. And I'll just ask, after that game, because I know on social media, Man U fans, even they talk, say, maybe sign this goalkeeper, maybe sign this goalkeeper. So maybe not from Manchester United, but after that game, were there any offers? Did anybody come and say they want to sign you just because of that game when you play against Man U?
There were teams that came during that period, definitely. I'm not gonna lie, but it did not happen. I don't know why it did not happen, but teams came from, I don't know. I can't mention their names, but one way or the other, happened. I don't know why.
Okay. And very, very quickly, let's just fast forward. 2023, another AFCON. We go there. You played throughout the qualifiers. you are the first choice, you are doing your thing, we qualify for the tournament. And then the tournament comes and the coach goes with somebody else. In your time, again, like we said, we've had that wave of first choice, second choice, first choice, second choice. Going into the AFCON, again, not being the first choice. But another thing is that even though you're not the first choice, God always finds a way for you to still play in the tournaments. But was it a little bit disappointing to you, that you were not the first choice selected for the AFCON? Did you just, take it in stride?
If I talk say the thing no pay me, no be liar. I'm a big liar now, a fat liar for denying that fact. But it's football. It's football.
They happen.
They happen. Okay, the only thing that gave me that made me calm down was I also remember that scenario in the World Cup, because you can remember that he was the guy that was meant to play the World Cup before I came. He played every qualifiers and everything.
Yeah.
Then out of nowhere, I came into the picture and boom, I played all the games. So I realized that time, I said, okay, if I did if I did something like that, why should I be pained or be of a negative attitude towards the guy or Stanley? So I had to be like, okay, no, I have to take it. That's what it is. For me, I believe in life is full of up and down. Now, person will give up, now you lose. That's one of my motto. Now, person will give up, now you lose. Because of that scenario, I can't give up and start being somebody else, because everybody that knows me know that this guy is full of love. I will support you. I will be there for you. You understand? You can never see someone now that will come and say, okay, this guy now I hate or something. It came into my mind though. I won't say, okay, try to be a little bit tough and show say like waiting they happen. But I was like, it doesn't change anything. It will actually to take away something else, my name, from me, you understand? So I have to shove out the whole negativity and support Stanley. But it pained me because, like you said, not just these qualifiers. It happens every time. I'll be the one to play almost all the qualifiers. And when the AFCON time comes, it doesn't happen. Then I'll be the second choice again. But I supported Stanley and I gave him every support that he needed, you understand, for the good of the team.
Okay. And I mean, at that AFCON, we got the silver medal. Now, you have one bronze, you have one silver. Another AFCON, they come up. Are we winning gold in that one? What do you think?
He's sure for me, die. Trust me, he's sure for me, die. We have a good team. We have a team. We have good players that can really achieve that goal. You understand? That team that we have is a good team. I never see any. I no go lie, you. I no know those set of 94, 92. I don't know those sets, but ever since I started watching Nigerian national team, about this team is too good. I'm not talking about me being included in the team, or if you check every position, we have good players, like technically everything. So I think it's just a matter of time. That good will come, and I believe it's in this Morocco. This Morocco, I have a strong feeling that it's going to come, because now we are a bit more matured, more together. You understand? Now, because okay, if a new coach comes now, one or two changes will be made, which I think is normal. But if you check, it's still going to be almost 15 players from the past AFCON, if not more, will be in the team. So then that maturity is in the team now. That leadership is in the team now. So I think we have everything it takes for the next AFCON, by God's grace, because as they talk, I'm a believer. God don't already know who will win AFCON. But I have to believe that we have the team and be optimistic that we can achieve the gold medal this time around.
All right, amazing. You get plenty questions where I still won't ask, but let's just play one game. Okay, I should ask. Okay, okay. Let let me ask you about second choice at Omonia. You are currently the second choice. And you had mentioned something earlier when you were talking about going to the 2019, and not playing. You said that you knew that if you are not first choice at your club, it wouldn't be easy for you to be first choice in Super Eagles. So something that a lot of people have said is, why is Uzoho staying in Cyprus on the bench? Why they go somewhere else, go play, so that he can be playing week in, week out, and he can be first choice in Super Eagles again. Can you just tell us why is that?
You need to understand, I had an injury. When I came to Omonia, I was the first choice. I was playing. I was the one playing. I was the first choice. Then I got injured. A big injury, 1 year and a half out of football. Then they signed another goalkeeper, a good goalkeeper, top goalkeeper, in terms of everything, experience, ability. Sometimes, if you're not playing, it doesn't mean you're not good. It doesn't mean I don't want to play. But this guy playing, he's a good goalkeeper. When he plays top. And when I play very well. But we all know football, there is a designated number one and number two in club sides, you understand? Yes, it's not like I'm enjoying being on the bench, but I have to follow things one step at a time. If I find a good team that I feel like, okay, it's a good fit for me, I will go. I'm not just going to stand up and say, okay, I want to leave because I want to go and play. There is no guarantee that where I'm going to, if I don't pick the right project, you understand, that it's going to work out for me. Let's not forget the fact of my injury also. So it was a setback for me as well. But gradually, things are falling into place, and with time, we'll see.
Okay. I like that. So this one is a little bit controversial, but if you want to answer, you go answer. Against Saudi Arabia in a friendly match, consider the goal that a lot of people said, Uzoho don't come again. How they concede this kind of goal? Even though it was a friendly game, there was a lot of criticism on social media from the media as well. People were saying all sorts of things, and you posted something on Snapchat that was, controversial. You came out to clarify the situation after, but do you think? I know you said it wasn't about the game, that it wasn't about the game, but looking back at it, you look and say, I wish I had not posted that.
Yeah, like as a public figure, it's difficult to express yourself. In any way you express yourself, some people will take it well, some people will take it the wrong way, you understand? But I think, like I said, emotionally, I should have controlled myself better that time. You understand? Because there was an incident, like I clarified it then. It was more like a personal something. It was not to Nigerian fans, you understand? It just be like when somebody for your circle, say that person they fuck up. You understand? The person, but you still want to still hold that person close, you understand, and see and give them chance to see if they are going to change. But at the end of the day, when something bad happens to you, they are the first person to start ringing the negative bell. You understand? So I should have controlled myself better that day. But Nigerians, now, as they hot that moment, they thought I was actually referring to Nigerian fans. You understand? But it wasn't to them at all. It wasn't to them. I was just being human that moment. You understand? But when something don't happen, when people have a negative or bad this thing towards you, every little thing they will spark. You understand? So, but yes, for no right that thing, yes, definitely, because I think it all increased the whole critics in the media. You understand? But it don't happen. We say it don't happen. It can't be changed. You understand?
Yeah. Okay. Let's play a game quickly. Quickfire. This game is quickfire. So I'll just throw something at you. You just give me the first answer when it comes to your mind. Okay? All right. Who is your favorite Nigerian player of all time?
Kanwako.
Kanu. Who is your best coach of all time? From anywhere. Best coach.
Pepe Mel. He gave me my debut, so it's my best coach.
He gave you your debut. Okay. What's your favorite food to eat before a match?
Spaghetti with tuna fish and some vegetable and salmon.
Okay. If you can have one superpower, which superpower do you want?
They read mind.
Okay. Do you have any superstition, before a game, any superstition that you follow or anything?
Not really.
Or maybe ritual. Any ritual?
Praying, kneel down in the pitch, in the goalpost, kneel down, and that's it.
How do you keep yourself focused before a match?
Sometimes I play old videos of me. You understand? Where I had a good game. You understand? Where I had a good game, like clips of me, of where I had good games, good actions. In general, not just saves, playing out from the back, kicking out, claiming high balls. That makes me more relaxed and calm.
Okay. Nike or Adidas?
Adidas recently.
Okay. Jollof rice or fried rice?
Jollof.
Rice or swallow?
Swallow.
Swallow. Lagos or Abuja?
Lagos.
Casual clothes or traditional clothes?
Casual.
Shoes or wristwatches?
Shoes.
They look that wristwatch with your hand. Say, I thought you said wristwatches. Okay.
No.
Champions League or AFCON?
AFCON.
AFCON. Okay. Okay. A few final questions. So you've had some highs in your career, making your debut for your club, being the youngest foreign goalkeeper, making your debut for Nigeria, playing at the World Cup, the game against Manchester United, playing at the AFCON, winning bronze, winning silver. Now you are Francis Uzoho, MON, so many good things that have happened. But the MFR, I think, MFR will give now. Okay, no be.
Nah, they whine you. But I don't get double MON with that now. I get MON for 2013.
Okay,
so normally, you understand.
Okay. But of everything we don't happen for your career, what do you say is the top moment?
Moment, so that's plural, or moment, singular.
No. One moment where just stand out for you.
Bro, now World Cup. That World Cup is something else. Like that experience, that's the top of the game. Like, no, now World Cup.
Okay. And of every negative thing we don't happen for your career, every negative thing, which one will you say, Omo, now the worst thing we don't happen to me be this?
My injury.
That injury. Because that kind of serious injury,
it changed everything for me.
It's not be everybody free come back.
It changed everything for me. To trust me, that after that injury, if I don't get that injury, like you asked me why I still dey Cyprus. If I don't get that injury, I don't think so I go dey Cyprus. That injury really made me lose so many opportunities. So definitely it's the injury.
Okay. If there's any young boy, young girl, that is in Nigeria, around the world, they have a goal of being professional. They have a goal of playing for their country. They have a goal of playing in the World Cup, achieving, even just if they achieve half of waiting you don't achieve, so they go be happy. What's your message to that person?
To work hard, pray hard, because those two things works hand in hand. You understand? We are Africans. I'm not an European, so I'm not going to exclude players and just say you should work hard. You understand? You need to work hard and play even harder because it's not easy. You working hard doesn't guarantee you because you get people where they work hard past me those days. They don't make them out like me. So just work hard, play hard, and believe in yourself, and also try to learn from people around you. Even if you're the first choice, try to still learn from the second choice. Be humble because without humility, I don't think you can actually go far in football because football requires so much discipline. Because if you're not disciplined, trust me, you're going to encounter so many hurdles, extra hurdles. Normally, you go encounter hurdles along the way, but discipline will make them a bit less for you. So you have to be disciplined, work harder, play harder, and also try to work on yourself in your extra time. You understand? When I mean working on yourself, I don't mean gym, mindset, like work on your mind. You have to realize and know that things will not go the way you want them to go every time as a goalkeeper. What do you do when you are experiencing negative moments? You understand? How do you react when you achieve something great? Do you go over the moon or you still keep your head down and still keep working? Because football is like action after action. After this action, another action is coming. You don't have time to still dwell in the past action. You understand? So there is a lot of advice I can give. Like I do give when I go to my state, I try to talk to them because I came here and I've realized that look, goalkeeping is something else. Goalkeeping is a different ball game to what we understand in Nigeria. So I try to pass down those information back to them. I think that information is better than giving them money or JC because most of them have potentials to make it out. So my advice is, like I said, be humble, pray, work hard, and work on your mindset and be disciplined.
Amazing, amazing. Okay, I have two more questions, just two. The first one is, what is next for Francis Uzoho? You know, like what's this season that's coming up, or you know, what can we look forward to?
The same, Francis Uzoho that keeps working to get better, striving to be better than Francis Uzoho, yesterday. You understand? The main goal for me is to keep improving, developing, getting better, better and better. And I think Nigerians should still expect that from me. They say they won't see the same Francis they saw last season because I will keep developing and keep working hard to be the better version of me.
Amazing. And then my final question, anybody that's watching this, that's listening to you now, maybe they love you, maybe they hate you, maybe they don't get opinion, but they're just watching this, they're listening to you, hearing your story. What message can you send to that person?
To let love lead, to be more supportive towards the team, because we underestimate how much showing people love can go. You understand? Like I said, not every time you need to be tough or you need to be hard on people. If you love me, you hate me. To be honest, it doesn't really affect me because I try not to let other people's opinion have a say in mine. But the best thing that can happen to all of us is for everybody to be supportive towards the Super Eagles of Nigeria. That's the only way we can achieve our goals. No goal, nothing else. Being negative, abusing people, someone miss goal, you go abuse them. Someone no safe shot, you go abuse him, papa. It doesn't work. It doesn't work.
Amazing, amazing. Fantastic conversation. We've gone way over time, so thank you for staying with me. Thank you for telling. And again, anything we even skip over. We still went so long in the conversation. If you want to cover your whole story now, part 1 to 4, part 1 to 5, where we go do, But honestly, I appreciate you so much for taking the time. I enjoyed talking to you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ayo, for having me. I also enjoyed it. Normally, I know they like, I like to shy away
Yeah.
from media, but I enjoyed this chat, and thank you so much for having me on your program.
All right. Yeah.
Thank
Thank
you.
you very much. We'll talk sometime, soon.
Thank you.
But yes.
Bye,
Bye
bye,
bye.
Ayo, bye.
Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed talking to Francis Uzoho for you, and to bring this story to you. I really do hope that you enjoyed it. Please do not forget to like the video. It sends a signal to you that we're doing something good. If you're not already a subscriber, please subscribe to the channel. And if you would like to watch some of our previous interviews, just click on this button here to enjoy the interview with Super Falcons and Portland Thorns defender Nicole Payne. Thank you very much. Bye bye.